gentlemen, and welcome back to the Tabooless podcast for our second episode ever. Joining me, as always, is Greg.
Hello.
Brad.
Hi.
And some kid no one cares about.
Shalom.
Yeah, we might be slightly too mean to this kid. I don't know. Maybe.
No, not at all.
Alright, well. Anyway, so we're going to be opening up our podcast day with a new, probably weekly segment. Stupid shit that happens in Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Yes.
Arkansas. Is this...
I love pronouncing it that way. It makes it sound delicious.
Can you
That's
even
like,
pronounce
That's like worse than
that
China.
way?
Or whatever. Asia. It's worse than Asia, Kale.
Hey.
I'm sorry, but it's worse than Asia.
Asia is the cool way to say it.
No, it's the I can't pronounce something, so I'm just gonna make up a word for it. Pronunciation.
Alright, well, let's just get our start, because we've got a lot to get through this week. We're probably going to have to do an extended episode. Let's just start out with U.S. law says no oil spilled in Arkansas. As people may or may not know, a pipeline recently burst there, spilling about 10,000 barrels of heavy crude oil. But technically, it's not oil, letting the energy giant off the hook from paying into the National Cleanup Fund.
It was applesauce.
I wouldn't be surprised if they use that excuse, to be honest.
It's not technically oil.
It's crude oil.
No, it's apparently just heavy crude, not even referenced to as oil.
That sounds very excusey.
That sounds very much like we spent $11 million on lawyers.
How do the lawyers... See, I'm sure if somebody challenged that, they would win.
I'm pretty sure they would not. Like, it's actually pretty easy to beat the court system in America with enough money. Corporations can throw so much money into lawyering, it is kind of ridiculous.
Oh, you're telling me?
Yeah, no kidding. And, yeah. They seriously managed to lawyer their way out of that one.
Somehow.
Mm-hmm.
There's oil in Arkansas?
No, it's actually Canadian oil being piped down to Texas refineries.
That makes
I'm not sure why the fuck we're pumping oil at a Texas refinery. That seems just like a economically wasteful and, as shown by the fact pipelines are bursting, somewhat risky proposition to be doing. Wouldn't it be easier to have oil refineries much closer to the on-site areas?
Probably some legal horseshit. Something about
the fact we probably tax, or I wouldn't be surprised to find out we tax the crap out of, like, oil refineries here in Canada.
You should. You really should.
I really hope the hell we do. But, yeah, so, for whatever the hell reason, not only do they have such a ridiculously stupid pipeline, I mean, seriously, even if it was the case that they can't refine it in Canada due to some tax issue or something, couldn't they just pump it, like, I don't know, into the adjacent state? I think that's perfectly acceptable. But
Wait,
why to Texas? Why across the entirety of America?
Texas probably has a better...
Like, it would cost a lot of money to build a new facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably to save money, which is fucking retarded to begin with.
Why
are you pumping oil from there if you're all the way in Arkansas?
Yeah. I really hate to say this here, but people are inventing mobile nuclear power plants.
That's scary.
So, why the fuck can't we get a mobile oil refinery anytime soon?
Probably because there's more profit in nuclear. Or it's...
Well, actually, the idea of a mobile nuclear power plant is to follow around oil refineries and digging stuff up north, because that shit apparently requires a fuckload of power.
Apparently.
Well, I mean, you're
No.
I'm assuming the mobile ones are smaller than the...
Yes, they are much
permanent
smaller.
ones?
They are much smaller.
A mobile a mobile nuclear reactor. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Seems
actually
legit.
quite impressive. And this entire thing was totally not a disguised segue for our next story in our segment of stupid shit to come out of Arkansas. Arkansas nuclear plant incident kills 1, injures 8. A 25-year-old man was killed on Sunday after part of a generator fell while being moved at the Arkansas Nuclear 1 plant. 8 others were injured during the industrial accident, but operators claim no nuclear material was released.
See, I'll say this now. I find it extremely unlikely when people say, don't go near there, it's a very dangerous place. It's like, okay, what's going to follow me? And what are the chances that it'll actually follow me the moment I walk past it? As if some gremlin is sitting up there, just waiting for someone to go by, to push that shit off onto their head. Kale, can you do the math on this?
What kind of math do you need done?
Well, this is actually, well, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's like, is there a way to calculate the chances of something falling on someone as they're walking by versus when they're
So you mean a quantum fluctuation happening and causing an object to move against laws
Sure,
of physics?
I don't know what you said, but
1 in a quadrillion trillion million. Some
So-
gigantic made-up number.
What?
was
It's
listening
not
to
that
man-
big.
Okay, maybe not that big, but
It's nowhere. A lot of things happen when they go places that they shouldn't.
I'm talking about a quantum fluctuation, which I believe is his term for a gremlin.
It's not like he was pounding the walls with a stick. No, he was just walking, and that generator was like, "Fuck you, dude," and it just like cut a piece of itself off.
Look, I don't know why the hell there is so much hysteria around nuclear power. Everyone's like, I really wouldn't care just so long as I live at least I think it's either 1 mile or 1 kilometer from a power plant. These
Yeah.
days, safety in power plants is so safe, it's completely fine.
Another kind of similar thing is, you know how, there are wind farms, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know how people are saying the thing about, like, windmill sickness and how it makes you sick.
That's
But they did a study somewhere saying that, I think it was on Reddit at some point, but it was said basically that, the reporting incidents of windmill sickness was spread based on, where was I going with that? Was based on,
Hyperbole?
Oh. yeah, how people spread it. Like, it was basically, there were, what are they called? Like not lobbying, but they're like kind of spreading it, like
so that
informing people out about windmill sickness, and those were the only places that complained about it.
Interesting.
so windmill sickness doesn't.
I remember that there's also like lobbying groups like for random school boards across Canada, at least. They're probably also in America and stuff, but they try and get like wireless internet removed from schools because we don't know the possible long-term effects of exposure to wireless internet.
do we?
But like,
I mean,
Well, here's the
I'm sure
thing.
at the moment, guys, I'm exposed to wireless internet every moment of my life.
Pretty much. I mean, we've been
Mine-
exposed to wireless internet for when the hell was radio invented?
I don't know, long enough that our
1890s?
grandmothers probably were.
Yeah,
exposed to
yeah, 1890s. And do you know what's exactly the same as radio? Wireless
Interwebs.
internet.
See, people don't know that though. That
It's-
would be something that would just crush their argument, but they don't know that.
Exactly.
Unless they're
And
really
from a
smart.
scientific point in speaking, it can't hurt us. The wavelengths are too huge. It won't touch our DNA at all.
Kale. Do you think any of them are actually thinking about that?
Probably
No.
not.
None of them give a dilly shit about the science about it. They're just. I don't even know what their motive is. I can't think of anything.
Yeah. So you guys get to choose the topic of the next story we cover now, which is related to sex, related to flaming animals, or related to something that probably should scare the crap out of everybody everywhere.
Damn it. Let's go with the scare. Do we
What
want the
is
scare
flaming
at the end?
animals?
Flaming
Let's go-
animals? I heard flaming animals.
I'll go with
Animals.
flaming animals because I want to scare everyone at the end. That way they don't worry during the video.
All right. The British Columbia, for those of you who don't know, that's a province in Canada, Minister of Environmental, his cat caught fire during Earth Hour by rubbing up against a candle.
First
That
of all, what's
stupid little
Earth
shit.
Hour?
Really? You guys don't have Earth Hour in America?
No.
We have Earth
We're
Day.
not. Yeah, we have
We're
Earth
cooler
Day.
than you.
Well, for those of you who
dedicated
don't have
to
Earth
the
Hour, it's a 1 hour period on March 23rd every year in which that everyone, at least in Canada, turns off their lights.
Oh, that. I've heard about it. But...
Yeah. So during this Earth Hour, a cat caught fire. And the British Columbia Minister of Environmental, no less, his cat.
That's hilarious, but
I feel terrible for the cat.
I kind of feel terrible for the cat, but then I realized,
cat die?
you know what that's called? Natural selection taking place. Let's be honest here. That cat would have bred other little kitties who might have thought rubbing against fire was a great idea.
The inquisitive cat apparently wanted to get into what was supposed to be an Earth Hour tete-a-tete for Penner and his wife Delapointe. The couple rushed to extinguish their pet. By the time they'd reached his side, the flames were out. He
By
looked
the way, I'm
somewhat
sorry if I may have
disgruntled.
offended there, but let's be honest here. That cat wasn't the smartest.
He looked
I do
somewhat
feel bad.
disgruntled.
I do feel sorry for the owner.
I actually no longer feel sad for the cat. He looked somewhat disgruntled. He looked taken aback, but he didn't look afraid. He looked more irritated
was it
than
dead?
anything. No, oh no.
Okay, never mind. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, the cat managed to put himself out by rolling on the floor.
Right after I felt like I redeemed myself, I laughed.
Stop, drop, and roll. It's what we've been taught to do.
Oh my god, that means it's a smart thing for us to do.
Yeah.
Because it's taking place in nature. Well, not everything in nature is smart, but let's be honest here.
Oh crap, I missed an Arkansas story. Back to stupid shit that comes out of Arkansas. For a moment. I apologize. The Arkansas Supreme Court overturned a law prohibiting sexual interaction between teachers and students when it reversed a teacher's conviction of sexual assault.
Wait, it wasn't already illegal?
The
Yeah,
court
age.
overturned a sexual assault charge because
Oh.
of a teacher who slept with a student.
Ages.
Hi.
We require, like, is this high school shit or is this like university?
According to Arkansas law, a student must be 21 in order to participate in sexual relations with teachers. All right.
Okay, you know what? I'll go with that.
The student was 18 years old.
Okay.
See, I don't know what I think about that.
I personally have a problem with it because I'm more worried that the teacher may favor the student in terms of grading. Like I don't actually have a problem with the sleeping and you know the actual relationship. I would just outrightly ban the relationship more so because it
Unprofessional. Well, she should be fired because it's unprofessional, but
yeah, like
it's not
Yeah.
illegal.
Yeah, I concur. It shouldn't be a charge, but she should definitely be fired, if nothing else.
Or the student gets moved out of the class.
No, just fire the bitch.
That's extremely unprofessional.
Yeah. It's like sleeping with your clients to make a sale. It's also incredibly unprofessional.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it does. And that's probably the saddest thing ever. You see, women complain about all this whole equal pay stuff in the workplace. You know what I demand for men? Equal pay as a salesperson.
Right.
That's
On
totally-
the next subject, where we get extremely sexist.
Alright. A massive 13-acre sinkhole in Louisiana.
Something seems wrong with this, but I can't point it out.
It's 13 acres.
Everyone, the world's collapsing in on itself, or Guild Wars 2 is taking place. Either way,
It is
panic
now
because
a
it happens.
13 acre sinkhole, and is going to grow. Apparently, scientists estimate to 40 acres. My
God,
only
I live in
question
Wisconsin.
is, I have one question right now. When the hell does it stop being a sinkhole, and when the hell does it start being a lake?
Oh my god, we're watching a lake take place. I just
Yeah,
realized that.
the Earth is giving birth to a lake. It's a natural miracle.
Mm.
My God.
Or all of the southern U.S. is sinking,
Now, don't get our hopes up.
and all of the rednecks. Well, I guess that's all of the
I
U.S.
beg
but
your pardon.
shut up, Brad. All right, so all of the rednecks of the U.S. are just gonna sink. It's all just my speculation.
Sink in a sea of oil and methane, apparently.
Oh my god.
It's mixed
Oh.
with water, so I'm not particularly certain how flammable it is, but
Well, it's diluted, so it depends. Is methane heavier than water, or?
methane's a gas.
Right. I still need to know. No,
That
it
should
still-
tell
it still
you
works,
if it's
though.
heavier than water.
It still works though.
Methane bubbles.
I think aren't there some gases that are still technically heavier than like other things? Like,
yes,
maybe not
but
heavier than water.
they aren't dense enough is the problem.
Mm.
Density. It's a bitch. So, let's just move on from that one. And
Yeah.
just remember, kids, this is why you don't frack. It conveniently happened next to a recent failed fracking site, and that's the probable cause.
Fracking.
Yeah, that's where they inject water down into the bedrock of the earth to force oil up. Oil and natural gas.
That
and methane.
explains why the fuck would anyone want to do that?
Because
Jesus.
oil and natural
More
gas.
oil. More oil.
And when you manage to F up and inject the water where it shouldn't go, you create a 40-acre sinkhole.
I'm guessing the guy that did that is feeling pretty shitty right now.
I rarely support the death penalty, but for all things said and done,
I wouldn't support the death.
You want
penalty.
to kill people for making a sinkhole?
Yes,
You
a
say
That
40
just seems a bit ridiculous.
40-acre
I mean,
sinkhole.
The guy screwed up. Everybody screws up, but I mean, unless people start dying, I don't think so.
Yeah. Did it swallow any houses yet?
No, luckily it occurred out in the middle of a forest, but 700 residents have been evacuated.
Well, those fucking trees are pretty sad now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're now living in oily water. That's
Yum.
I don't know how long those trees are going to survive.
They're not.
Yeah, that's the point. That's why I said how long.
They're not. I don't think they're alive anymore. By the
Yeah,
time we're reading the story, it's dead.
probably considering the story's like a week old.
Well,
I would say those trees are probably dead.
Or we're just urging to change so that they live in oily water. I don't know if that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think evolution will work in one cycle like that, I'm afraid to say.
Bam! I like oil.
Now, maybe if we constantly planted trees and submerged them in oil like that, after doing that for 100 years, we might just happen to find one that has a mutation that lets it survive in oil. Very unlikely, but... Or at least oily water. Very unlikely, but you never know.
It's worth a shot. Let's get on it.
Yes, because we plan to submerge the entire surface of the Earth in oil, to the point where we can no longer plant trees on unoiled Earth.
Well, let's be honest here. Something could happen, and I mean... those
Sounds like a
trees-
new video game.
That
Jesus
does.
Christ. He's right.
Oh, God. Get to work, Bethesda. You know what to do.
Chop chop.
Alright. Well, I think we've done that one. Let's move on to the next one. Steve Jobs' manga portrays the man as a dreamy, drug-fueled genius that Japanese girls could love.
What the fuck?
What?
What else is he gonna do with all the money?
He's dead!
I know.
So who did this?
Manga.
Ashton Kutcher. Or, no, sorry. Or, no, wait. That's a film guy.
Facepalm.
What? I'm just trying to read this real quick. I haven't actually read these articles yet. A person named Yamakaze.
He's a kamikaze.
Or, no, Yamazaki. I tried to read that halfway as kamikaze.
Racist.
Maybe slightly.
That's racist.
Sorry, my brain tried to jump that one. Yes, Mary Yamazaki. Steve Jobs. The manga is actually an adaptation of Isaacson's biography and credits it as the source material. And yeah, and that Walter Isaacson made a autobiography of Steve Jobs. So, since I believe he was a personal friend.
Interesting.
Yeah, so jeez. They basically made Steve Jobs into a manga Twilight thing. Steve Jobs was a badass, and they turned him into that, so that's basically what Twilight did to vampires, right?
And made vampires into fairies.
Yeah, the basically are fairies.
The fairies without their wings. But that's a story for another time. So, well, let's move back to the stupid shit coming out of America in general now. As you know, that alone probably provides us with enough content to do a weekly podcast. Idaho teacher is being investigated for saying vagina during a biology lesson.
Well, what were they studying first off?
The reproductive system.
Well, what the fuck?
What else are you gonna say? Like
The lady
the womanly part.
Yes. Who teaches 10th grade science.
Who is... Wait. Who, like... No. Like, see, word only gets out if the students let the word get out. Who was the idiot who was just like, oh my god, guys, guess what?
Actually, the students are fighting for the teacher.
Go.
And the problem was apparently with the parents.
Yep.
Oh my
Sounds
god.
about right.
Parents-
Sounds
Yep.
about right.
Yeah, I
Sounds
know,
about
it's
right.
Not as if they had a child or
Woo
anything.
woo helicopter. Woo woo.
Helicopter parenting. Good God. At 10th grade, if they haven't learned the word vagina from their teacher, they have learned it from the internet. I fucking guarantee it.
Or, you know, health class.
Like, have you never, like, been to anything concerning the human body?
Yeah. Here we go. McDaniel acknowledged that he may have angered some parents by showing the film An Inconvenient Truth during a lesson about climate change earlier. That would do it.
But why would they complain? Why would they complain about that and not?
Climate change doesn't exist. Or so they say.
But-
Obviously it doesn't.
But what's that have to do with him saying? Like, is it just because they're angry now?
Yeah, they're trying to get him fired for political agenda shit. I don't know. Look, if I could understand crazy right wing nut jobs, I don't even know. I'd probably have my head explode.
I don't think I'd want to live anymore. Now that I know what their logic comes from.
No, but I'm pretty sure climate change is, like, socially accepted, or, like, taught.
It should be.
It should be, yeah.
It's obvious. It's there. You can't just... Like,
Hilariously, the Soviets recognized that the climate is changing in 1955.
Now, Kale, we don't want to be thinking like a bunch of fucking communists. Jesus.
Yeah, I would honestly bet that the reason that the right wing hates friggin' climate change so much might in fact be related to the communists figuring it out first.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help.
Well, we can't agree with the communists.
Exactly. What? The communists are godless? Let's turn America into a theocracy. I apologize for that last comment. Not really, but I say I do.
Anyway.
So, while we're on the topic of offended parents,
Oh, jeez.
I'm just waiting for everyone's reaction to go through. A museum's whale bone porn leaves a Vancouver, again from British Columbia, Canada, mother extremely disturbed and demands its removal. It is literally, I'm looking at a picture of pornography carved or painted. Etchings. Yes, etchings. Here we go. Etched onto the hard surface of what appears to be whale teeth.
Nice.
So she wants to get rid of history because it shows something she doesn't like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Does she have children? Is that why she's mad?
No, she doesn't have children. That's why she's mad.
Truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Her two small children, aged 2 and 3, were needlessly exposed to this disturbing whalebone porn. No advance warnings were made to sensitive patrons outside the display room. And that's like saying that the statue of David offends you because the penis is there. Or what's that famous statue with the with tits out and it's usually like armless or whatever? I forget what that one's called.
I don't even know.
Like, if that offends you, you have some serious issues, and you need to come to terms with your sexuality. Did your parents molest you as a kid, and now you can no longer see genitalia without becoming offended?
See, now that I would understand, but then again...
Yes, that I would understand, and I would grant you a pardon. Otherwise, seriously, grow the fuck up, and act like the kids who are actually acting like mature adults for once and just not giving a shit. Your 5-year-old kid, when he sees a statue, is not going to be offended by a penis. He's not really going to give a shit. He might point at it and laugh a little, but really.
Or not understand what's going on.
Exactly.
Seriously, you'll forget eventually. Just give it a time.
Yeah.
Don't make a big deal of it. Just...
They more remember that the parent freaks out than...
Yeah, it's true. I would be far more likely to remember that.
So you probably just set the kid up for a bad future. He's gonna remember that that his mother freaked out about that, and he's gonna remember that because he's remembering that. He's gonna freak out or think it's socially acceptable to freak out. Good job. You just screwed up your children. Well done.
Yep. God.
No,
Parents
that's
in
the
general. One thing I've learned is no matter where you go, parents are a bunch of retards.
Well, not everyone's, but some.
I don't have the article available, but I was reading this one earlier. A mother might have her 6-year-old child, taken away because the child walked on his own to a post office 2 blocks away.
6-year-old.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are they in the city or like
a suburb?
I don't know about this one. I mean, that's 1-on-1, that's dangerous. But 2, that kid, you can't just hover over that kid forever.
Yeah.
Want some candy?
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, whenever people are just like, oh my god, my kid is going to get abducted if I ever take my eyes off them, I always like to repeat this statistic. Your child is more likely to be struck by lightning than be abducted. Just because mass media news and internet... Like, I swear, if the media reported everyone who had ever gotten struck by lightning, you would be scared shitless of lightning storms.
See, I would
The chances of a
Besides the
child
mere
being
fact
abducted,
that
I think,
I
are
would
1 in
die.
22 million, compared to the 1 in 17 million being struck by lightning. Seriously. I mean, I'm going to teach my kids, the usual basic safety principles, but I'm not going to worry all that much. It's like the idea that, it's just like, you're never going to let your kids outside when there's clouds in the sky just in case lightning might strike? Like, come on, people. For the love of God. Yes, I get it that they're, they're your precious little thing, but you can afford to play the odds when they're that much in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. Especially since it probably makes your child really, really happy. It makes them feel really good.
Could he even do anything at that post office?
He mailed a
could
letter.
So he mailed a letter.
Yep.
Yeah, you can just set it in one of those little boxes and then
Yep.
they'll do it. You could
Sure.
probably be throwing gum in there and,
Of course, I'm not sure who's more stupid, the child services workers who are considering taking away the kid, or the woman who decided to try and jump the U.S. border fence with 4 senators watching.
did she know they were senators?
I don't know. Woman tries to hop border fence with 4 senators watching. John McCain's Twitter. Just witnessed a woman successfully climb an 18-foot bollard fence a few yards from us. And people wonder why I say that whole giant fence that America's got going between it and Mexico is a complete waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to electrolyze it. Just-
Even then, like, I guarantee you, $100 worth of tools, and I could open a hole in an electric fence. It's actually
Good
not
luck.
all that hard.
You just get like rubber coated.
Not even. All you'd need is like a freaking welding torch.
Mm.
Because conveniently, welding torches don't actually touch it. Just shoot fire into it. And last time I checked, fire is fairly non-electric. Or non-conductive. Correction.
Yeah. It's a chemical. It's
Yeah.
a chemical reaction.
I think it's a good question.
It's chemical reaction because it's changing
Yeah.
It's changing it on the molecular level. I think it is.
I'm not particularly sure what the fire
Physical
itself
changes
is
can
actually.
be reversed. Chemical cannot. So let's just go with that.
Yeah.
And before anyone with a lot of science in their head jumps me, that's just the basics.
It
Please don't
is.
kill me.
But, yeah. I actually forget what fire is technically considered. It might actually just be a form of energy itself.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It's probably just a buildup of heat energy.
Yeah, I think that's what it actually is. I don't know. Greg, you're in engineering.
Yep.
So, you might know something about this.
Combustion is a chemical reaction.
Yeah, but what is the fire itself considered?
A reaction.
Or am I trying to
Oh.
assign something to something that literally...
I don't think there is. There might be like really deep into the science world, but I think
Yeah.
everyone who it's just commonly referred to as a reaction.
Yeah. I guess so. Either way, props to the woman who did that. She has ovaries of steel to jump the U.S. border fence with 4 senators watching.
Again, I don't know if she knew they were.
Well, they were with border police, so...
Okay, well, obviously she's a dumbass now.
Yeah.
Or
So
just conceal-
I'm assuming she got.
Yeah,
caught.
she got chased down and apprehended, but... Ovaries of steel. I give her that. Oh, boy. So, I suppose I should serve a legal notice to everybody that there is a lawsuit filed against each and every one of us.
Yay.
Literally everyone watching this is currently being sued.
What?
Yep. Some stupid-ass law in California basically means that you can retroactively take all possible lawsuits on at the start. It's really complicated. Let's just go through this article. The state of California has filed a civil case against everyone, literally the whole world, seeking to validate $8.6 billion in voter-approved bonds for its $69 billion high-speed rail project.
Jesus fucking Christ, Kale, you scared the shit out of me. I thought you said you were talking about us. I was like, what did we do?
No.
I was literally backing my
The
mind
whole
thinking
world.
illegal.
No.
Oh,
I'm the only one here who could actually get sued by Animated. It's okay.
Ugh.
Don't worry. You guys are
I
actually
think
all
Greg had the
perfectly
same feeling
safe.
I did.
no, I didn't realize that you I just realized that you realized that, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
And that's how you give Brad a heart attack, apparently.
Oh God. I was like, what?
Like I said, I would like to highlight to you guys that you are all actually completely safe from lawsuits. I am the only one who can be sued here. I promise you all that.
Well, I don't think they would win. Yeah.
It would be pretty rough for them to. I think at worst, the best they could do is shut down my YouTube account. Because in order to actually come after me as a criminal, they'd have to do it in Canadian court.
But okay, like,
So, and
what's the lawsuit over again? Like, how are they doing this?
it's a ridiculously weird law that's really hard to explain. But basically what it is the company is going to perform a project, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this project will involve probable cause for lowering residential land values because they're building railway and, general things like that people would generally be able to file lawsuits over. And what they're doing is basically preemptively taking on all the lawsuits. And after the suit is completed, then you can no longer sue them. Seriously. Who designed that?
So,
Because you can't be charged for the same thing twice.
Correct. It's actually a California state law, but
Well,
So they're
it's
suing
actually
not-
themselves, basically.
there are... like I said, it's really complicated. And
I
again,
don't know if
California
that's
is also a
usually
place
part
of
of the
direct
story.
democracy, so I'm not particularly surprised weird shit like this exists. Seriously, whoever the hell thought direct democracy was a good idea was a moron. The second that you turn every bill into a referendum, you are really going to screw yourself.
so was that the scare everyone portion?
Yeah, more or less. Well,
Okay,
actually,
I
that was
thought
the
it was gonna get
sinkhole.
literally a lot worse.
That was the sinkhole one, but
Wait. They can't sue you though. You don't even live in the States.
yeah, like I said, it's a ridiculous law, but technically it is the high-speed rail company versus all interested persons.
Shit, now we're interested. Fuck.
Yep, that means it is technically against everybody.
Well, when it's literally everybody, that means literally every lawyer. GG.
Yeah, you'd think, but people really don't give a shit.
Well, just wait until people start getting the torches and pitchforks and,
Burning down a railway.
Yep. And you know what?
A high-speed metallic railway.
Made out of
Never said they
metal.
would go after the railroad. There are people with fleshy bums out there. And there are
Metal
people-
bend the railroad.
Or they could just get dynamite. God knows we have excess of that.
What's NH as a state code, Brad?
NH.
New
Nebraska.
Hampshire.
No.
New Hampshire, thank you.
Sorry.
People are retarded.
I'm from Canada. I don't have to know this shit.
Sorry for my language.
Don't worry, you can swear. It's fine. This is a 18 plus only show. It's gay.
Do we even have warning?
Still offensive.
The best part is it's an 18, technically, 17 plus, as it's known. And Kaden, how old are you again?
I am 14.
Yeah. So,
Kane, get out now.
yeah, Kaden, you're not allowed to actually listen to this.
No,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, you're not allowed to listen to this. So plug your ears and just
Yeah, plug your
talk
ears.
to just talk randomly.
Alright, sounds good.
Don't actually talk randomly. We need to hear.
All right, so New Hampshire, the city of Windham, dodgeball, the
Ooh.
classic gym game that we all know and love, is now banned.
Get out of here, Kale. I mean, Kaden.
Banned.
Good
Yeah,
job.
too many kids got pegged in the face by balls and started crying.
Are you serious?
Probably like
I don't know.
the square.
No,
flapjacks.
it's on the topic of stupid parents. The school district tells WBZ TV a handful of parents had complained about bullying that their kids were targeted during dodgeball.
Yep.
I will attest to this. I
that's
was targeted to shit during elementary school and shit for
You
dodgeball.
taunted them. That's not even fair.
This is also true, but I was. To be fair here, they started it. They targeted me first, and then I learned to dodge balls, and then I started taunting them and dodging more balls. I became very adept at dodging balls.
Kaden was dodging balls.
I can just imagine Kale as a little ninja running across the court.
It wasn't even me running across the court. I would usually stand still. It would honestly look like interpretive dance half the time.
Really, everyone, here's the key to dodgeball. Sidestepping and using your peripheral vision to your advantage. See a ball coming to your side? Duck. See a ball coming to your left? Duck. Stop it.
All you gotta do is just hit the deck every time someone throws a ball at you. Just,
Hit the deck.
Eh.
and then no one is able to throw it at you.
Also, push your head into it, I swear. If headshots are banned,
Just like run straight at people with your head down. Ah, yeah, ever.
But yeah, the simple rule is don't aim for the head.
Yep.
Yep. That's perfectly fair.
mm-hmm.
That fair game. But I mean, besides the balls, at least the balls we used definitely could not hurt you.
Were they like foam?
Some of those
Yeah, they
were
were.
pretty good foam ones.
Yeah, they were.
They
They
were
were foam.
elephant skin balls.
I believe they were
We
called.
have,
Yeah.
we have rhino skin balls.
Oh my god, we have shark skin, I think it's called.
Are these just brands or something?
Quite
think-
possibly.
Probably.
Oh, hey, Greg. Okay, a little background on this one. We have a Slovak friend named Jan who has some anger issues, to say the least. Remember that time that
From last we remember, we have not talked to him for a while. I went out to movies with him, but we haven't actually. He didn't seem that angry. Well, actually, no, he was angry.
he's always angry. Anyway, so he got pegged in the head, probably 5 minutes after a game of dodgeball ended. It was just a completely blind peg to the head. So he chases the guy who pegged him around the gym, and they do at least 5 or 6 laps with him swearing in Slovakian at him.
Slovakian. Alright.
Yeah, he will
I thought you
swear.
said
He will
Slovak.
swear like a sailor in Slovakian because nobody can understand him.
Back.
Stupid Slovak. Oh man, that was hilarious, and I had to admit I was laughing my ass off at that, and I still laugh my ass off to this day about that.
If you're listening, dude, good job.
Yep. So, want to hit someone's home state next?
Wait,
Is
mine?
it my home
mine?
state? It's definitely mine.
No, it's Brad's. We're taking a trip to
man.
Wisconsin for a 21-ton cheese heist. The cheese was luckily recovered, I'd like to point out, before anyone's worried.
Ah, dang it. I'm just gonna
Sure,
buy that off
Kaden.
the black market.
Okay,
Yep.
I need to know.
I don't know if
Just
we
say
can
what
make fun of
city.
that, Kevin. Kevin, we can't make fun of that. 'cause
After the maple syrup heist?
Yeah.
I have to wonder, is there some kind of mafia that's doing this? Stealing ridiculous food products?
It's the food mafia, eh?
Dude, our cheese is not to be joking.
Yeah, it was from Cashton, Wisconsin. The valued cargo of $200,000.
Wait. With that much
First
cheese
of
in
all,
it,
why is cheese that expensive?
Because, well,
I think it's because, alcohol, it freaking takes forever to age or something.
you just
But
eat
I
alcohol.
thought cheese is milk that's curdled and
Why? Oh, if you're referring to why people eat cheese in the first place, I have no idea.
What?
No.
What?
You just Kel, you said cheese was alcohol. Let's think about this.
Oh, cheese is like alcohol. That takes forever to age.
No.
Age. It gets moldy.
You skipped the like alcohol part, and you just. Well, actually, we have a recording, so we can go see this later.
Oh god, I am going to be hesitant to listen to this.
But from we heard is basically that you said it's alcohol.
Man, I
It's
might have
alcohol.
screwed up on that one. Cheese is totally, but what I meant to say was cheese is totally like alcohol, that it like has to age.
Well,
It may also be alcoholic, I'm not sure.
the cheese is probably from like a craft cheese plant thing, and it's just a bunch of crappy fake cheese, you know? And then there's just no reason to actually like buy it.
Yeah, so first a ridiculous maple syrup heist, now a ridiculous cheese heist.
Kaden, what do you make?
Yeah, what does Kaden
In
make?
Ohio?
Yeah.
Tires?
Okay, so the next heist I'm expecting is a tire heist. Someone
They should just roll them down the street and no one will ever stop that.
Be like, we're shooting a music video?
Just a horror movie.
Why would there be...
that would be a terrible death.
What do you mean?
Crushed
There's
by
horror-
a
there's
wall
horror
of
movie
tires
about
rolling
possessed
down a
tire
hill.
that goes around running people over.
That would be a terrible death, actually. Being crushed by rolling tires. Think about
I
that.
know how
Think of
I
just
would
how many
die.
tires would have to hit you.
It's a single
Tires
tire.
aren't actually that heavy enough to crush you. It'd have to like fall from a high distance.
Rolling down a
Well,
hill at an incredibly
no.
fast rate, I'd believe it. They probably could.
Like it couldn't crush you, but if it hit you like rolling down at a high speed, it would probably break a bone.
Yeah,
It
and
would have to
eventually,
fall-
if you break enough bones, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah, but I don't think that tire's going back up that hill anytime
No, but if it's a like truckload of tires,
soon. Oh jeez, yeah, you're dead
And
now.
you know, they just let them all go down a hill?
it's like a story I read where a tanker truck full of glue spilled onto a bridge and created a slippery surface. I'm still not particularly certain how. I forget. Like I read in the article, but yeah, apparently something with the glue made it slippery. So, enough stupid shit coming out of America, I think, for once. Let's hit somewhere else. Anyone want to head back to Canada?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I only go to North Korea.
North Korea I'm saving for the end of the show.
Dang it.
Cute.
So, 7 young children, following me,
Hmm?
found sniffing gasoline
Okay.
in Labrador home with guns and no adults. That just got significantly worse with every burst of words.
The stuff you Canadians do.
Police in Labrador are investigating after discovering 7 young children sniffing gasoline in a home that also had unsecured shotguns.
It's America now.
The children were aged from 9 to 12 years old.
Oh my god.
No adults in the home. They found 2 firearms, a large amount of ammunition, and several lighters.
Were they just gonna, like, sniff all this gasoline and then kill each other?
I don't know. I don't think they... well, that's like saying that when people are hopped up on drugs, it's like their plan was to get hopped up on drugs and kill each other. I don't think people plan to get hopped up on... or people plan to get hopped up on drugs, but I don't think they end up planning to kill people before they get hopped up on drugs. It's one of those, it seems like a good idea when you're high on gasoline.
It's like, I wonder what being dead is like.
Now, I don't think gasoline is that bad.
It isn't. I mean,
Alright, Brad is a...
And
User
now we
of
know Brad
gasoline?
sniffs gasoline. Good work. But I'm not actually that surprised. Newfoundland, Labrador, and Quebec are pretty bad for shit like that.
Are they like the, Alabama of Canada? Canada?
It's first off, if you want to say that, that's like Acadia, but close enough.
No, it's just Canada.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. They're like the South for us.
Bama.
Kale has specifically told me that their Quebec is like our Texas game, just for future reference.
Pretty much. They want to separate, and nobody outside of there likes them.
Let's be
Texas
whonest
wants
here,
to
though.
separate.
Texas makes
do you
us a lot of money, so we can't really lose them.
Quebec steals all of our money. Oh well. So, let's move on to something that even I never thought. Would you believe that all four of us actually agree with Bill O'Reilly on something?
Bill who?
Bill O'Reilly. The man for the famous quote, "Tide goes in, tide goes out. You can't explain that."
One speaking
should
to David
explain
Silverman.
Yes, trying to prove God exists. Can you believe that all four of us can agree with him on something?
Yeah,
No.
like, I'm alive. I can breathe. So what is the thing? Are you talking?
He says same-sex marriage foes are just a bunch of Bible thumpers.
Bible thumb.
This is why I'm really scared about North Korea. Because this has got to be a sign of the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
This is really why I'm scared about North Korea.
They can't even, touch us. Though.
No, but China can.
Yeah, but China's ticked off in North Korea right now.
They're on the fence. I would not know where they would fall.
I read somewhere on Reddit that North Korea's not going to do anything. But I'll save that for the North Korea talk.
Yeah.
The
Well,
president's got a
let's
really
save
good
the North Korea for the North Korea talk. But yeah, so you can cross that off on your signs of the apocalypse list, everybody. Because Bill O'Reilly now thinks that. Or was paid to say that, or something. Not entirely sure. So let's go to a lighthearted story for once. We've been,
dear.
We've been hit with terrible ones all the show. A California couple walks away unscathed after losing control of their car, driving it on to a neighbor's roof. Yep. Want to know how it occurred?
Yes.
The couple was driving down a steep street when they lost control and the car suddenly became airborne. Miraculously, no one was injured. And I'm looking at a picture, quite literally, of a car on a roof.
Is the roof damaged, though?
I love how you say that. And
The roof.
damaged, yes, but it's supporting a car and hasn't collapsed.
I have worked on roofs before, and I can say for a fact that it is not easy. Kaden, I will shove a fucking pike down your ass, up your ass. So,
What
know.
type of pike? What type of pike? Like the fish pike or a spear pike?
A spear pike. I'll find
Alright.
it, and it will be raised.
Also, Brad, will you say roots, like tree roots?
Roots.
Alright, good.
There you go.
Not
We're helping him
rocks.
overcome his
Rock.
accent.
Roofs.
That's some guy for Arbor Day. He came and planted a tree, and he said ruts.
Yeah, that's how you know he's from the Midwest.
Here.
Yeah, the Midwest has that accent quirk, and we really don't let Brad live it down.
What did you say?
We really don't let Brad live it down.
Yeah, I know you guys don't.
Yep. We call you out every time we say it.
I don't even remember if anyone else around here says it. It might just be me.
Here's a tip. You never notice your own accent.
Jesus Christ. I've wanted to notice it so much.
Which only brings up another story about our angry Slovak friend Jan, who would, for the entire time, would always insist he has no accent. Now, as anyone not from Eastern Europe will tell you, everyone from Eastern Europe has an accent, a very distinctive one at that.
So he would just say, I don't have an accent. All of you guys.
No, actually, he didn't even think we had an accent. He lived in Canada for so long.
I was like, I have an accent.
Even I admit.
You have an accent.
Actually, come to say it, I think we actually have a fairly neutral accent as far as the English language goes. Because we're from Southern Ontario, we don't have the Canadian quirks of like saying A and stuff.
Yeah, but that's only to basically what is considered normal English.
Yeah.
To other people in those other places, we sound weird.
Yeah, as far as a neutral North American dialect goes, though, I think we don't really have much of an accent. We have a very neutral dialect for that. But, yeah. So, there you have it. A car managed to drive onto a rough.
Roof.
Rough.
Roof.
Rough. Rough.
Rough.
Rough.
Puppy dogs.
Our dog portion.
Yep. And now, news for dogs. Take it away, Brad, since you apparently speak dog better than us.
Roof. Working on roofs. Roofs.
There you go.
Roofs. Okay, this is weird now.
Alright, so this car, I don't think it actually, like, flew up onto the house roof, but
Rough.
I think they used, like, some type of crane.
What?
It clearly stated that they drove off a hill. There was.
He said they used a steep street.
That
That is not a hill. Wait, where is this? Is this like
California.
Alright, so that's understandable, I guess.
They're
but
probably high.
I get high.
I wouldn't
Maybe.
be surprised. I mean, I have totally smoked a joint and then ended up accidentally parked on a guy's roof.
Roof. I love how you said roof like that.
I was high, so I had to get my car high, too.
For the record, I have never smoked a joint, but
This feels like one of those conversations like, my dad smoked one marijuana. He's dead now.
One marijuana.
You've never seen that, Kaden?
No.
I have not seen this either.
it's an American thing. But I have
It is.
seen it.
A lot of people here are anti, drugs, but no, they don't know
Actually,
about drugs.
Brad,
The majority is now in favor of marijuana legalization.
that it is.
I'm not in favor of it, but I have my own reasons
Apparently, a lot of old people are now smoking marijuana as well.
Yep, it's like shit. I can't be opposed to the thing keeping me alive and not in pain. Well, I guess I support legalization.
Mm-hmm.
When something is, preventing you from suffering large amounts of pain, it's really hard to be opposed to it. I will guarantee you that.
for that. Mm-hmm.
Alright, so let's go from stupid shit the American population does to stupid shit the American government does. The ATF, or Association for Tobacco and Firearms, and FBI agents, 40 of them I would like to add, raid the compound of a fellow YouTuber, FPS Russia. For those of you who do not know what he does, it involves a lot of explosives and a lot of guns. In real life. Yes, the ATF suspected Kyle Myers, the iconic 26-year-old host of FPS Russia, of using explosives with malicious intent.
What's he gonna do? Like blow up the
Blow up
gun
pumpkin
range?
zombies.
Okay,
Here's the best part.
I'll be the neutral party on this because I don't know if any of you watch them, but I really don't. I can see them being kind of concerned about that. I mean, he has a lot of explosives.
Yes, but he clearly states what explosives he uses, and he uses a binary compound, which is not technically explosives and technically legal under law.
So
Let's
what
go
did he
with
do
should
to make them
legalize that
suspect
too.
this?
Absolutely nothing. They left empty-handed, couldn't charge him with anything. They just confiscated all of his weapons. Because...
What?
Yep. They had nothing to show for it.
You can't confiscate his weapons, though. Just
No, they
go in
did.
there and-
They did. They took
All of them?
all his guns.
All of them?
No, it says here, confiscated all of his firearms. So,
They need a truck for that?
probably. It was
Did
the
they,
FBI. It's not like they can't afford a truck. So yeah, as it was apparent in FPS Russia's videos, Myers was using tannerite, a patented binary explosive traditionally used as a target for firearms practice because hitting the target is accompanied by a resulting boom. Tannerite is famous for its exceptional stability and can only explode when directly hit by a bullet. Even striking it with a hammer won't blow it up.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I wonder who tested that.
Yeah,
Going
how?
in-
I'm
Well,
sure
I would
it's
think they would do it
some
automatedly
compound.
with like a robotic arm that just swings a hammer into it.
Going up to some explosive compound and just hammering away at it.
I wonder what.
Like I said, I think they would do it
Areas.
remotely with a robotic arm of sorts.
I wonder, is it the heat of the bullet or the velocity it's hitting it? Both? One?
No, not the heat. It wouldn't be the heat. It would probably have to be the impact force, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think a hammer could recreate that.
Yeah, maybe a hammer with a really thin spike. I mean, all you have to do is set off a tiny bit of it. It's just a chain reaction from there.
Well, let's be honest here.
Pickaxe?
If anyone's going at that thing with a small hammer, they might get what's coming. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but they might. If they didn't know what it was, not so much. But if they knew what it could do and what they were doing,
Well, this article's ridiculous. At one point it says they confiscated all of his weapons. No illegal explosives were found and no arrests were made, but considering his unprecedented arsenal stocked at one of the locations, the agents considered confiscating Myers' weapons. They did not.
Oh, so they didn't?
Good question. They have both said they have and have not so far in this article.
Great article, great article.
Yeah, great article. I don't know. Anyone who subscribed to FPS Russia can probably tell us, because I'm pretty certain he will know whether or not all his firearms are confiscated.
he probably has some hidden, let's be honest.
It's true. I mean,
So where does he live? Russia or...
no, he's in America, but
Did you just say that, Brad?
I don't
The
watch
FBI
yeah, the
Well, I
FBI.
mean,
and
His
the
name is
ATF.
tobacco
FPS
and
Russia.
I think he's a Russian, but
he's of Russian descent. But
yeah, I
other
would
than
figure that.
He's not Russian, because
And let's be honest here, Kane, the FBI and the American government has not exactly acted within their bounds all
No,
the time.
if it was outside of America, it would be the CIA doing it.
I'm sorry, I don't memorize what specific organizations our government has.
And we also wouldn't know that this occurred. We'd only know that he mysteriously went missing.
Okay, yeah, I'll admit to that.
All right. And yeah, they would have definitely made an arrest if it was, or a arrest in air quotes, if he was outside of America.
He's coming straight for us.
Mm. Now, yeah. So before we continue on to our North Korea segment for the final stuff, I would like to propose a moment of silence, if you'd all please, for the Simpsons writer Don Payne, who is now dead. He was 48 years old. I think every one of us loved The Simpsons as a show both growing up and to this day.
I didn't actually get to watch it growing up, but
Well, shut up and partake in our moment of silence. And now on to making fun of North Korea.
That was quick.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Alright,
it's
where
just,
to
Edit it if he can edit it if he wants it longer.
yeah, you just ruined my edit, jackass.
What was that?
You just ruined my edit, jackass.
Edit out me, I guess.
But either way, you can't just have a long gap. I know it's symbolic, but
Yeah. It is. It's more of a symbolicism than anything else. But anyway, so on to our North Korea segment. So let's see. Everything from North Korea declaring war, to moving missiles to the coast, to kicking factory workers out, to a threat to the British government to evacuate the embassies, to claiming they could hit North America's mainland with a new ICBM that they released in March. Where the hell do we start?
Can I say what I was going to say before?
Go right the hell ahead.
All right.
It's a good place as any to start.
Pointed out, what was that?
Good place as any to start.
Yeah. A guy on Reddit pointed out that, of course, nothing's going to happen, probably. Let's be honest. North Korea has to have a death wish, and Kim Jong-un, I think his name was, I can't.
Well, here's the reason that you have to be slightly worried. Kim Jong-un grew up being brainwashed by his father.
And was like educated in Switzerland.
Yeah.
So he knows about the Western power. He does.
Yeah, you hope so at least. You
I
hope
hope
so.
so. But wasn't his father kind of a chill dude? Except for the entire lying to his people about everything.
what?
Hmm.
Like I heard, I again on Reddit somewhere. I read that he tried to make the place a better place. He tried to make the country a bit better, I think.
That's Reddit. It's just speculation.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, hell, even Fidel Castro today, apparently, Fidel Castro has sent a letter to North Korea, or a penned a column or something along those lines, criticizing North Korea for creating situations that would be grave and could create a nuclear holocaust. Now, I'm no expert here, but when Fidel Castro says that you are standing up to America too much, you are probably overdoing it.
Mm-hmm.
I say the best course of action is to send Dennis Rodman over to North Korea and just make him stay there.
What?
Dennis Rodman apparently made a statement that if Kim Jong-un ever needed a friend, he was there for him, or something along those lines. I
I
forget.
got a friend in you. Best song ever.
Anyway, I wasn't finished. They said that Kim Jong-un is going to try and secure his position in power because he was the subject of a recent assassination within North Korea.
I wouldn't be surprised. You know, to quote Fidel Castro again, if surviving assassination attempts was an Olympic sport, I would win the gold medal. I think Kim Jong-il would win silver, Hitler would win third, and Kim Jong-un would probably place fourth, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. And so what he's going to try and do is say he stood toe-to-toe, quote, from this guy on Reddit, or girl, I don't know, or one of the other 5 genders. He stood toe-to-toe with the U.S., and came back with something to say for it.
Yeah, apparently there's propaganda videos saying that there was, 150,000 American prisoners taken? Along those lines?
What?
You know,
Yeah.
there's not a single missing person, but just 100,000.
If they'd said they'd taken, 1 or 2 Americans as spies, who were spies, I might believe that, but...
Maybe.
Yeah, that's at least believable. 150,000. I'm amazed that their own people believe that one. I almost want to say let North Korea do its thing, because it's just like a giant, world into George Orwell's 1984. Like I said, I almost want to see, North Korea just get to do its own little thing for a while because of that.
I almost wonder if the U.S. could be like that if, we had been any smaller of an overall country in, land mass. It's easier to fool everyone once we have a smaller population.
This is true.
I almost wonder. Shit. Sorry, Obama.
It probably would have only happened if Romney won. Oh, God,
Oh, my
that
friend
big...
Ben would absolutely hate me for this.
Look.
Hardcore Republican, hardcore liberal on my side.
Well, you can't insult 47% of the population then expect to win an election.
Did he? I forget what else did he say?
He also insulted all women in addition to those 47%, so...
What are the other 40? What do you say to
The 47% poorest of Americans,
Oh, right.
as well as all women. So, I'm fairly certain he's insulted more than 50% of the base of, votes. So, I don't think it should have been possible for him to win physically if anyone had any shred of conscious thought. But then again, this is the Republican Party we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they should learn something from communists. Or at least Mikhail Gorbachev. And that is, the cult of the personality is a dangerous thing.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, take a lesson from the communists. They got a lot of shit right. If nothing else. Overall, not great, but to completely dismiss everything that they got right, you'd be in for a hurtin'.
The communists have seen some shit.
Yep.
Anyway, did we have anything? I'm sure we had something about the missiles.
Yeah, hilariously, North Korea in March unveiled a new ICBM, or at least something that looks like an ICBM, and might just be a cardboard tube for all the fuck we know. A painted cardboard tube, seriously. We have no idea. But they unveiled a ICBM, again in air quotes, that could strike the U.S. mainland. And based on its size, scientists say, yeah, it might. But here's the problem. It's never been tested. And even America can't get ICBMs to work on the first try. They have to test the design and change it at least a dozen times before they can get it to actually work. So,
And by the time they test the first few times, America might ruffle some.
yeah, if North Korea starts testing ICBMs, that would be a fine point where America would probably just decide that's enough. Enough is enough. And I don't think anyone would stop them at that point. I don't think anyone...
Even China can't back them up on that. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, if you're testing ICBM technology, and at that point it's really hard. Like, even the most liberal, hippie, war-hating people, which I happen to be one of, finds it really hard to say, okay, North Korea is now testing ICBMs. We should definitely not invade them and, forcefully reunite the Koreas. It's considering the ridiculous number of threats that they've made and the ridiculously terrible way they treat the population. It's really hard to say.
Any good humanist, anyone who supports humanity would understand that this needs to be put a stop to. This would have been okay 50 years ago, maybe 100 maybe, but not today.
Yeah.
China would probably do something because
China has to do something if they want to maintain their integrity.
Yeah.
People may revolt.
Yeah.
The UN is going to get pissed off.
UN's already pissed off. They're so
Russia
pissed off
may
they're
give
sending
them
even
dirty
more
eye.
food to them.
And you know what happens when people in Russia give other people dirty eyes? Bad things.
Yeah. But that's kind of the problem. Like I said, is some wars, even as a person who literally hates war with every fiber of my being, will admit some wars are necessary.
And this is one of them.
The war to oust Hitler from Germany was definitely necessary. And there aren't really that many others that were really all that necessary.
The American Revolution. Let's be honest here.
Peaceful protest.
The English Empire didn't really do too well with its entire colonization empire.
Yeah, but Canada broke free without that whole revolution thing.
I mean, they failed in India, failed in the U.S.,
Yeah.
failed in Canada.
France didn't do too well either. Let's look at
France is the only reason you bastards are independent, so. Seriously, France just backed you up with an army. That's really why the English decided to let you guys go.
That's the only thing I'll ever thank them for. But
Well, you're not going to
killing
thank them
things
for the
that they're
Statue
not
of
for is
Liberty?
not one. What was that?
You ungrateful jerk. You're not even going to thank them for the Statue of Liberty?
You mean the thing that gets destroyed in every apocalypse movie ever? Obviously, it doesn't have very good structural support.
Okay, to be fair here, I don't think any structure is really properly set up to be bombed.
Or attacked by a giant monster from the ocean, I guess. And
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that most structures are not set up to be Cthulhu-proof.
See, I'm gonna
Cthulhu for the
I'm
win.
gonna draw us away from everything we've been talking about just because I want to say this. I actually loved the movie Cloverfield. I thought it was brilliant. I really did.
And cue the hate.
Come on, what's wrong with it? Okay, minus the camera, the guy was probably on drugs, but I just thought he was a really good, different kind of a movie, I guess. An REC kind of a
It was
movie.
an okay movie.
What now, KO?
It was okay, yes, but to say it was good is enough
In my
to...
opinion, I'm not gonna say it for everyone that it was an amazing movie because
I've not actually seen it.
you should watch it. Really,
No,
I
really.
don't want to.
I think you should employ that monster to go to North Korea. Japan might not be too happy, but they'll be fine.
Are you kidding? Did the monster in Cloverfield have tentacles?
The monster in Cloverfield was invincible, I'm pretty sure.
If it had tentacles, I'm sure Japan would be fine with it.
It had little minions, I guess.
Alright, then I'm sure Japan would have been fine with it.
Well,
I don't remember it having tentacles.
I don't think
I
it
never
did.
actually saw Cloverfield, so...
I think you saw the monster like once or twice.
It was just a big thing.
It was a thing that was causing a bunch of ruckus and rustling everyone's shimmies.
And apparently it had little things that came off of it. It was attacking
Yeah.
people.
Kinda
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Kaden.
Japan would have definitely been fine with it.
And if you got bitten by one, you explode.
Sexplosions!
Something's coming from its wings!
There's something in the water.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The thing is, I could never believe a surface monster or anything on the surface of the planet being invincible. We have enough of a nuclear arsenal
so to speak.
to quite literally destroy the entire planet. If
I don't think it destroyed the entire planet. I mean,
no,
it's just like
we have enough of a nuclear arsenal to destroy the entire planet. To
Oh,
literally crack it in half.
I don't think anything has that much power.
Yeah, I don't think anything could survive a force that would crack a planet in half.
To quote Ian Malcolm from the book Jurassic Park, I'm paraphrasing too, so whoops. That we have nothing powerful enough to damage or destroy the world. We just think so because we're so egotistical and so fucking stupid that we don't even understand the thing we live on and how massive it is. Well, at least most people who
When
don't-
was Jurassic Park
Wait,
written again?
What was that?
When was Jurassic Park written again?
Jurassic Park was written like, I don't know. I have the book somewhere. Do you want me to go get it?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just trying to remember. Because if it was like in the 60s, yeah, I'd believe him. I'd believe that. But no. The nuclear stockpiles, especially in like the 80s and 90s, we could definitely crack the world. Like, we could definitely open up the mantle. Like, so I just simply don't believe there's any terrestrial monster. If it was in space and like shooting down at us, sure, because nukes don't work in space. But
Like I said, I don't know if it was invincible. I just spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I saw it get hit with a missile, and I don't remember if it did any damage.
a single missile, yeah, I'd believe maybe.
Like it was a while ago I watched the movie, but I remember thinking, "Oh my god, this is it." That thing just got raffle stomped by the U.S. So what the fuck?
Look, Like I said, if the communists could detonate a bomb in Siberia that could be seen in Finland, if the Soviets could literally do that, and that is about I think it was 1/10,000th of the world's current nuclear stockpile, we're fine. We could definitely blow up anything that actually entered the atmosphere. If it ever left the atmosphere, it'd be screwed. Have no way of getting at it. But anything that comes into the atmosphere, guaranteed. Totally good. Just so long as there is a gas in which we can conduct force through, a nuke will work just fine. Anyway, so we've been at this for almost an hour and a half, so it's been quite the extended episode.
I hope everyone enjoys it too.
Question.
Oh yes, there was a single question, wasn't there?
If you had a fight from another one of you, who would it be?
If we had to fight someone, I believe the question effectively summarizes, in the group of us, if we had to choose one of us to fight, who would it be? And I think I can answer this. For all of us, it will be Kaden, because he's 14. And we are all at least, at minimum, 3 to 5 years his senior. Actually, no, wait, 6 years, possibly 7 for Greg.
Would I rather fight? Is that the question?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Kevin because he's easier.
But my strategy involves going for the nuts.
I'm also a wrestler, Kale.
It doesn't matter. We're 6 years older. Actually, yeah, Greg will be 7 years older than you in 2 days, is it?
I'm still choosing Kevin.
No.
If I had to fight one of you, I would choose Greg just to be different, and because I can rely.
Actually, yeah, I'd choose Greg too because I know Greg well enough to know he would never hit back.
Okay, I'm not gonna choose him.
Yep.
I was just feel like a dick then.
Greg will never hit back.
I don't.
I'll hit you back. I just won't. Like,
the problem is, I would never openly hit him either unless I was attacked first. So if me and Greg were to be put in a ring with one another, we'd stare at each other and play cards.
It'd be an awkward stalemate.
It would be where, like, I will attack someone, yes, but I just require a intense amount of antagonization. By which I mean I have to be attacked first. I will, by my moral stance, never throw the first punch. If someone throws a punch at me, all bets are off, and I'll kill the motherfucker, but... That's right, you throw a punch at me, I kill you.
Yeah, sure. Oh my god, that's how Kale's killing spree starts.
Yes, it is.
Whoever made that quote last time, make it again.
Yep. But, yeah, so that's what'll happen.
Wait, did Kaden say somebody?
I would fight a VAR.
I don't know, actually.
What's your weapon? Ginger snaps?
He was actually
throw ginger snaps across the room and the VAR would like go psycho.
Yeah, the problem is I don't think a fight with any of us would go really well. VAR is too lazy to fight. Me and Greg are too pacifistic, really. At least to fight each other.
I'm too broken all the time.
Yeah, Caden's too injured at any given point in time to fight. Currently, you're still nursing that broken leg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely choose Kaden. Fuck Greg, I choose Kaden.
I'm also in a really heavy boot right now. Okay.
So what am I?
That would probably hurt to get whacked by.
What is my excuse not to fight?
None. You're a perfectly capable fighter, and you're American to boot.
But I like pacifism. Like I don't like if
no,
I
you
was
don't.
attacked. Yes,
you
I
are
would
a terrible
attack back,
liar.
I might be a bit more open to doing it than you are, Kale.
You would totally fight. It's in your nature. You're American. Don't fight it.
I beg you, oh, well, never mind.
If you fight it, you're fighting, so it proves his point.
Yep.
Logic.
But yeah.
Nature, therefore I'm fighting it.
Well, I think that'll wrap it up. Again, too bad we couldn't get a guest today. No one wanted to be on our podcast because we're losers.
I guess so.
Yep.
We could have.
Who'd you invite?
Various YouTube partners and Afar.
Why not Foxy again?
I don't know. Look.
You never even asked him, did you?
Nope, I forgot.
Foxy are a good person.
He's my...
Foxy's a bit mean to me, I'll be honest.
Oh well. I think it's time to wrap this up anyway. Seriously, been going on for like an hour and a half now. This is supposed to be an hour-long show.
Just stop the bloody recording.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.